Today on the Bloody Alphabet 3, we have someone who I have no other videos about and hadn't heard of before now, Yang Xinhai from China. Yang was born on July 17, 1968 and lived until February 14, 2004. It's interesting that he died on Valentine's Day, considering that a possible motive for his many murders was that he was upset after a breakup. Yang Xinhai was also known as Yang Zhiha and Yang Liu, and he was a Chinese serial killer who confessed to committing 67 murders and 23 rapes between 1999 and 2003. He was sentenced to death and executed. He was dubbed the monster killer by the media and is the most prolific known serial killer China has seen since the establishment of the People's Republic of China in 1949. Also, trigger warning for this one, I've kind of been forgetting to say that recently, but some of his crimes are especially horrible. Yang was born on July 17, 1968 in Zhengyang County, Henan. His family was one of the poorest in their village. The youngest of 4 children, Yang was clever and introverted. Despite this, however, he dropped out of school in 1985 at the age of 17 and refused to return home, instead traveling around China and working as a laborer. In 1988 and 1991, Yang was sentenced to labor camps in China for theft in Jian, Shanxi, and Shijiazhuang, Hebei. These are all various provinces and areas in North and Northwest China. In 1996, he was sentenced to 5 years in prison for attempted rape in Zumadian, Henan, and released in 1999. After his release, his killings took place between 1999 and 2003 in the provinces of Anhui, Hebei, Henan, and Shandong. At night, he would enter his victims' homes and kill all of the occupants, mainly farmers, with axes, hammers, and shovels, sometimes killing entire families. Each time he wore new clothes and large shoes. The FBI in America often refers to serial killers like this as family annihilators. In October of 2002, Yang killed a father and a 6-year-old girl with a shovel and raped a pregnant woman who survived the attack with serious head injuries. Yang was detained on November 3, 2003 after acting suspiciously during a routine police inspection of entertainment venues in Kangzhou, Hebei. Police then took him in for questioning and discovered that he was wanted for murder in 4 provinces. Yang was then sentenced to death by the Luohe City Intermediate People's Court, Henan, on February 1, 2004. At the time of his sentencing, official Chinese media believed that he had carried out China's longest and grisliest killing spree. Yang was executed on February 14th by firing squad. Fun fact, in Texas and the USA, you used to be able to choose your method of execution. I'm not sure if you still can, but in 2010, someone chose firing squad, and I remember it was a whole thing about whether or not they were actually going to do it, and they did. According to some media reports at the time of his arrest, Yang's motive for the killings was revenge against society as the result of a breakup. Allegedly, his girlfriend had left him because of his previous sentences for theft and rape, understandable. However, later media reports claim that his enjoyment of robbery, rape, murder, and crime in general was the motive. While Yang never formally provided a motive, he was quoted as saying, "When I killed people, I had a desire. This inspired me to kill more. I don't care whether they deserve to live or not. It is none of my concern. I have no desire to be part of society. Society is not my concern." As we've discussed before, you need both an environmental and a biological component to become a violent offender, specifically a serial killer. But unfortunately, not much is known about Yang's childhood to know exactly when his trigger happened. And aside from him growing up very poor, we don't really know what drove him to become the heinous and violent criminal that he died as on Valentine's Day in 2004.